Hi! Today we're looking at catching your manifestation saboteur. So what does this mean? This means like when we're creating something that we desire to create, but something within us keeps sabotaging it. Either we're causing a delay and it won't come in, or maybe we acquire it, but then we lose it really fast. So that's what we're going to be looking at today and talking about. So we'll just take a few minutes of your time to do that. So I'm Seqkat from Seqkatsenlightenjoyment.com, and welcome. So we'll get started. Today I want to look at the Magician, or as the Mystical Cat Tarot, the Cat Magician card for the Tarot. And this is to remind us that we are the manifester and we are the creator of our life experiences and our outer realities. And sometimes that's a big pill to swallow, but those of you very familiar with the law of attraction will recognize this and understand this perspective. So that's what we're looking at today. So, when we start working with law of attraction says like attracts like. So we start using affirmations and we start repeating these affirmations of already having attained that desired experience or that desired item or whatever it is that you're trying to work on and bringing into your experience. So that affirmation is like, we use it repeatedly because it's like practice makes perfect. And you're like having to trick your brain, so to speak, that you are experiencing what you want to experience, because everything is vibration and frequency. And the brain, it doesn't matter if it really is experiencing in its outer reality or if it's experiencing it in its mind. It all is the same, because everything is perception. You are perceiving, everything is occurring in the mind, whether you feel it in the outer reality that really is elusive, but that's another day and that's another story. Anyways, so it doesn't matter either way. So I kind of like how Joe Dispenza talks about it. He's like, it's because of neurons. He says neurons that fire together, wire together. I really love his teachings. His teachings are really good to explain to you how law of attraction works. So this is why when you have an old belief that's not working for you and it's blocking your desires, and you make a new affirmation to believe that you can have that desire, you constantly keep repeating it and keep reiterating it to teach yourself to believe it and to get into that matching vibration and frequency of having it and getting that mind to rewire that. So that is what is going on with that. So that is the purpose of the affirmation, and that is how they're working. So where does this saboteur come in? Just like affirmations affirm and reaffirm and perpetuate your experience, your saboteur comes in with your complaints. Complaints? Huh? Yes. Because anytime and every time we have a complaint, especially if we're complaining about the same thing over and over again, we are reaffirming. Again, it's an affirmation in itself of the experience that we dislike and the experience that we don't want to continue to experience it, but we keep complaining and we're thus affirming and thus perpetuating that experience. Again, like attracts like. And then you're constantly keeping yourself wired that I'm not having the experience I want. This is why I keep complaining. And I think it was Linda Doyle. I like how she put it. She says, your complaint really is a desire that is in disguise. And what's going on with that is when you make a complaint, and the reason why you're complaining, instead of stating a desire that you really want, because the ego's automatic thing is it can't have what it wants. So it doesn't really want to look at that desire inside that complaint because it automatically thinks it can't have what it wants. But that's basically what we need to do to break it down, because if we don't break that down, we're just going to keep complaining, keep affirming that which we do not like, and keep perpetuating that experience. So what you need to do is break it down. Okay, what is the true desire behind this complaint? So like you might have a complaint that, I'm tired of people always walking on top of me or running me over. So it's like, okay, what is going on here? What is the desire? And the desire might be you feel like people are like telling you to do something for them constantly, and you want that freedom. And there's a fear lurking there, and you got to look for that fear. So what fear is lurking when people are running over top of me all the time? What is going on? What are you fearing deep down? And deep down, when you really look at it, it's like they're not happy with me unless I'm doing what they want. So the fear is showing your deepest desire there. You're not feeling appreciated for who you really are. You're feeling appreciated for what you're doing for people. So a lot of times, I know I've been a victim to this in the past myself. People pleasing. You'll people please so that you will keep you don't want to be fussed at. You don't want to be feeling guilty all the time because you're not making people happy by doing what they want you to do for them. So that's a place that we will give in. So then, when you find this fear and you find the desire, you got to dig a little bit deeper. And this is where I'm going to come in and get you to find that self-love that we're missing. Because I found this out when I started making affirmations of what I wanted to experience from other people, like other people appreciating me. I discovered, oh, I've got to appreciate myself. So I learned, because at first I was writing down affirmations that people appreciated me, and then I caught everything that I was writing down that I wanted from other people. I was like, oh, I know this, learned this through my own experience and through so much research and learning as a spiritual coach. What you create in your inner world is what shows up in your outer world and reflects, because law of attraction. What you got vibing in here is what you're going to attract out there and pull into your experience. So I figured out, it's like, I've got to rewrite all these affirmations. I appreciate myself. I appreciate who I really am. I appreciate being myself. I appreciate being me. And there's your new affirmation. So instead of complaining, I'm tired of people running over top of me, catch yourself when you go to say that and go, I appreciate who I am. I appreciate being me. And eventually, as you keep affirming and reaffirming, practice makes perfect. You're going to be rewiring those neurons that said you weren't appreciable to be who you are. You're going to be teaching yourself to be who you are. So then you're going to have the self-love. And then whatever other manifestation that you are working out there to get and experience, because that self-love is coming in, when you bring in that self-love, like attracts like, because then as you are loving yourself and it's showing up in your inner world, then your outer world has to start reflecting it. You will start attracting people that come in that love and appreciate who you are, not what you do. And as you do that and you bring in that self-love, and then you bring in your own empowerment with your own self and love, then that makes it easier because you're raising your vibe and you're raising your frequency of being that person who has attained their desire. So whatever the other desire you were working on, there you go. So, I mean, that's one example, just one complaint, but you might have 5 or 6 that you're constantly repeating. And if you look at those 5 or 6, dig in each one of those and ask yourself, okay, what is it that I really desire? What is my real fear here? And where am I lacking my self-love? If you dig those down, sit there and journal them out if you have to. Dig into those, find those out. Then you can find the affirmation of self-love so you can turn that around. And the more and more that you love yourself, the more and more higher your frequency is going to get. And then the faster you'll bring in your manifestation to you. And then if you bring in that manifestation, you can continue to maintain it. It doesn't have to disappear really quick because you had a lesson to learn, because you were firm in attaining the desire, but you didn't hold on to it because a lack of self-love wasn't keeping you vibing that way. So it's kind of like when I do the tarot cards and this one shows up and it's upright, I'm reminding people, oh yeah, you're creating your desires, you're manifesting what you want. But when it's reversed, it's like, ooh, you're not quite manifesting what you want, but you are manifesting it, you are creating it, because you are constantly your creator of your outer world. And so it's with those complaints and not seeing your desires and your true fears, and once you can find those, and that lack of self-love, once you can find those, then you can turn it right back up and then create exactly what it is that you desire and have that for your experience, because you truly are the magician in your life. So that's it for today, guys. So I hope you enjoyed it and I hope this helped. I'm here to help you live in your joy, and that's what my part of the series of Seqkat's Musing is. So I hope to see you next Wednesday for another Seqkat Musing, or maybe on Sundays with my tarot readings, or on the first Wednesday of the month with the chakra clearing. Until next time, much love and light.